crossovers. You're probably way too familiar with them now, from your Fortnite to your Sonic racing games for some reason. The point is that by now they need no introduction, so you know what you're in for. But despite all this, one of the more interesting crossovers to come out within the year, at least in my opinion, is the comic we'll be taking a look at today, Deadpool Batman. The first Marvel DC crossover made since 20 years before my birth, meaning I've lived my entire life without there being official Marvel DC crossovers before now. And no, watching Lego stop motion with them teaming up does not count. Sorry to one Audrey Studios 82 fan watching this video. But even when the event was announced, I was both excited and confused at the same time. I consider myself a slightly beyond casual comic reader. I got all my Marvel 616 and DC, whatever the universe is called at this point, information from guidebooks and character encyclopedias due to lack of dedicated comic book stores in the area. So seeing the Batman would be fighting or teaming up with Deadpool characters both made sense and didn't at the same time. Well, on one hand, I get that they're both really popular characters who respective companies will milk back to the Call of Duty franchise, but on the other hand, they don't really have much in common. Batman is grim and stern vigilante, but is also simple hopeful people in Gotham City. And the other is a loony, depressed mercenary who kills people for money and makes hit or miss jokes, sometimes even breaking the fourth wall and insulting the person reading or watching him. But maybe it's a stark contrast, which is the reason the two are pitted against each other. And luckily for me, Marvel and DC decided to release two crossover comics fiction the two this year. One releasing in November with the main story written by comic book superstar Grant Morrison, which by the time of recording has not been released yet. And the other one I'm looking at today is the main story, which is going to be written by... Let's get the dead horse out of the way. Zeb Wells has been getting a lot of flack thrown to him as of late due to his admittingly bad role in The Amazing Spider-Man. However, I've heard he's done some good work before from books like Hellions, and you don't have to like his work, but always rubs me the wrong way when I see Spider-Man fans talk about this guy like he's the Antichrist. The art for the Deadpool Batman story is done by Greg Capullo, I could be pronouncing it wrong, but whatever, who's usually gotten a bit of controversy for essentially shitting on people who couldn't really keep up with comic book deadlines, which led to his long-time colorist, Efso Flas, I don't know how to pronounce it, to quit Wolverine Revenge, a book Capullo was drawing at the time, and essentially ruined the wrong time partnership. The new guy, Alex Sinclair, does a decent job of coloring, with Deadpool suit in particular being very vibrant to my liking, but looking at images of Capullo's old works with FCO Flacina's inks, and it's virtually no contest. Anyways, onto the story itself, and it's alright. Instead of taking place in the universe where the two happen to coexist like of all Marvel DC crossovers in the past, this one has Deadpool literally be hired by the Joker from the DC universe, called Clarion the Witch Boy, long story, using magic spell on him, so he got a cosmic treadmill, and the species can use to transverse universes. And after failing, he got Reverse Flash, when pretty sure supposed to be erased from existence right now, is also a museum curator right now, to pick up Deadpool from the Marvel universe. Look, the point is that comic books are freaking weird. This territory comes with the job, it's not for everyone. Anyways, back to the story itself. Batman is going after the Joker, trying to dump Joker venom in Gotham's water supply or something, you know, use your Joker activities. But something's interesting to Bruce. You see, the Joker is being more subtle and careful about his activities. Sure, people are noticing the Joker with former ingredients are missing, but for Bruce, it's all too familiar with him. Just as a thing about all that, something crashes into the Wayne Manor window. Rather than it being a bat, instead it was a lunatic in red and black carrying twin katanas. Despite this sudden introduction, Deadpool isn't here to kill a billionaire, rather he wants a double dip. He came to Bruce hoping that he would pay someone to kill someone he didn't like, thinking he was a real life billionaire, but Bruce is built different and tells Wade to fuck off. What's something to note here is that Alfred is still alive here, despite the fact that it was run written by no one in particular. Alfred was killed by Bane and still has been brought back to this day. Between this and Reverse Flash, if my calculations are correct, the logically the story should take place around 2018. Or maybe I shouldn't be thinking too hard about how major continuity works in my Deadpool Batman console, which won't ever be mentioned again in this universe after this issue. Well, way to get off his property. Rob Willis is going after Batman for a lot of money, before being tracked by the Batmobile and leaving to see where it's coming from. And while Wade was distracted, Bruce decided to dump his cowl and go after the crazy lunatic. Wade then arrives at the police station, he is roasted by Gordon, the Batman gets a drop on him, the two fight, Deadpool gets washed, surrenders, helps Batman find the Joker's base, then he betrays Batman, crushes by Bill in the process, and someone makes the Joker's lair. One thing I found very funny is Neil and Batman or Joker fuck with Deadpool. Batman because of obvious reasons, and Joker because Batman essentially rage baited him into believing that Deadpool is more worthy of being his arch enemy, which works for me because it's pretty well known that Joker is proud of his status, so seeing Deadpool be a potential threat to status quo is unacceptable for him. So Joker infects Deadpool with his Joker venom. Wade frees Batman, the two then face off against the Joker. Joker does his usual sadistic choice together, go into carousel with Joker venom and destroy it with the press of a bun, kill him in the process because he close the title to it, or do nothing I guess. But it doesn't really matter in the end because Wade decided he wanted to be barbecued and press a button, saving Gotham from foiling the Joker's plot. So usual Tuesday in Gotham then. In the end of the comic, Batman and Deadpool part ways, with the former being quite relieved that this mess has been taken care of, and the latter saying to stick around for the Grant Morrison in the comic I'll definitely be there for. So overall, I think of the story. It's alright. However, upon reread, I found the Joker's assistant choice to be a bit weak, considering that Wade wasn't there, Bruce would have definitely done it, and the fact that we would have known by now he didn't just let it blow up, but whatever. Now onto the backup story, which is kind of the meat of the potato in my opinion. I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but I was more excited for the main story because it gets a fun matchup, something infinitely more interesting than just Batman vs Deadpool in my opinion. So we'll go over them in lightning round, beginning with Captain America Wonder Woman, The Gun and the Sword, written by Chip Zdarsky. Okay, so the story went sort of viral for the wrong reasons. As a kid, I always felt like Captain America and Wonder Woman during World War II together would make a great duo. Probably because Wonder Woman 2017 and the end of Doomsday got Klein gaslit me into thinking that one day being happened during World War II was awesome, which kind of is in my opinion. But the Discourse really started when it was revealed that the story is about the two essentially arguing over killing a Transformers YouTuber Discord server member was the right thing to do. Obviously, it's a classic as killing a mass murderer is the right thing to do situation. We've seen a lot, but the fact we're living in a time when fascism is on the rise is bad taste in people's mouths. In my opinion, I agree, but at the same time, it wasn't really like Bundy was begging and pleading to let the Arcane fan live. Again, I don't really watch Wonder Woman comics as of late. I don't really want to read the New York cartoons written by no one in particular. So feel free to debate with me in the comments on open perspectives. Anyways, a Star Wars fan that killed himself to avoid the face of what than death. The story was essentially supposed to be their first encounter in the shared Marvel DC universe, and it's supposed to be images of the history of that world. Wonder Woman and Superman fighting Steve with the Avengers, Justice League and various Marvel heroes fighting Galactus, on which Crisis with dead Supergirl, and what looks like a Ben Riley came from mistaken. Steve's having Robin Wonder from Killmonger our Lord, which kind of annoys me because they acknowledge his out of character shift from Justice League International days, to Diana helping Steve skip out of character during this version of Civil War. I didn't want to learn more of the shared universe, which only stings because I got reminded that we have no one in particular's run with that Trinity cameo. Overall, the AU stuff in that story almost ended for me, but I get why a lot of people took issue with it. And Jeff the Lion Shark playing volleyball, run by Kelly Thompson. And it's cute and I don't have a lot more to say, so moving on. The one after that is the story of Daredevil and Green Arrow written by Kevin Smith, who did runs of the two in the past, which I found cool. This one begins with the two fighting a league of assassins in the hand respectively. They talk of fighting each other's ninja enemies and quickly dish them on the same side. Then Count Vertigo appears out of nowhere, fucks with Daredevil's senses before being saved by Green Arrow's classic boxing lover. I love that thing so much. The two laugh it off and go to a diner or bar. The thing that made it more perfect than the Ninja Turtles and the Food Clan Wars from this. The next one is also a quickie, written by Al Ehring. An exchange between the Guardians of the O and the Guardians of the Galaxy happens. The Green Lanterns got Rock Raccoon and the Guardians of the Galaxy got Hal Jordan. I won't go over it too much because it's literally just 2 pages, but Hal essentially learns Rocket his ring. Chaos and Jews, it's also snazing Halax and Parallax strip again. Moving on. The one after that is The Showdown, written by Frank Miller of Miller Time and Aspar fame, between Old Man Logan and Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. I don't really like both stories. I found this match to be kind of a really thinning one. However, it's not be a weird opinion, but I felt the story was kind of ending too early. The story was essentially just a free space discovery between the two, if you can call that. They basically fight for a bit before the Dark Knight Returns Batman put the grenades in Logan's bed and blew up, ending the fight. Kind of like an, my grizzled old depressed character can beat up your old grizzled depressed character, which is normally I find really too juvenile, but do remember that Mark Miller is kind of an asshole, so I'll let that one slide. Final backup is an unexpected one. We've returned to the Amalgam universe after 30 years, written by Ryan North, the first new Amalgam character since that time period. Logo. Position mix between Wolverine and Lobo. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit let down by this because we would have had something more interesting like a new character like Luke Lightning, who could be an amalgam between Black Lightning or Luke Cage. Even to the return of Lobo the Duck, but I don't know, this one feels a bit too obvious. We're just gonna see Thanos side again, but if this might continue, I'm intrigued to see where this goes, especially if we see Super Soldier again. So overall, it's the first Marvel DC crossover actually been alive for how does it stack up? Honestly, I liked a lot of it. Obviously there's some imperfections, some missteps, but it's good for a start, especially since they're going to keep doing crossovers, not just the new Morrison one, but for rumored Spider-Man and Superman crossover due next year. Just keep them coming. Simon, I'm about to stop fucking spoiling shit before I get an actual book comic to you fucking dicks. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I want this one to be a quick one for the month, so let me know what you thought of it as usual. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and ring that bell. I'm gonna have to say 6. Firestorm's getting you solo, fuck yeah!